Hey, they don't call him the God of War for nothing. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Kratos kills. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at the most badass, gruesome, and creative kills in all of Kratos' adventures so far. With a new entry in the series on the horizon, this list is going back to basics and focusing what we all love and expect from the God of War games: over-the-top violence.
The road ahead is long and unforgiving.
Number 10, the Hydra, God of War. Kratos was unknown to gamers in the first entry of the series, but it didn't take people too long to get a sense of what to expect in the years to come. Coming face to face with one of the most fearsome creatures Greek mythology has to offer, and the first boss in the game no less, our pale hero wasted no time in proving his worth by crushing the smaller heads before climbing up the mast and impaling that big-ass sea serpent right through the skull. It's one hell of an introduction, that's for sure. Number 9, Hercules, God of War 3.
But this time, brother, this time I will destroy you.
Everyone knows and basically loves this iconic hero. He's paid his dues and worked his way back into the good graces of the gods with his 12 labors. Hell, he even got a Disney movie, entrenching himself into the hearts of families all over the world. Kratos really doesn't care about any of that crap though, and after a stiff slugfest with the two half-brothers grappling and trading blow after blow, it's the Spartan that comes out on top, crushing the demigod under a column before literally caving his face in with repeated bare-knuckle beatings. Take that, Disney nostalgia.
Oh gee, I don't know.
Number 8, the Kraken, God of War 2.
I am through doing the bidding of the gods. Come down here and face me now, Zeus.
Continuing his vendetta against all living things, our hero first seems outmatched by this giant multi-legged sea creature. It's big, it's strong, and it presents a daunting challenge when you encounter it the first time. But any and all doubts are cast aside when you land that stab and finally make your way to the bridge mechanism. It turns out that all the pain you inflicted was just an appetizer, with the main course being the extendable bridge rocketing over the sea and through the throat of this giant beast. Youch. Number 7, Cronos, God of War 3.
Kratos, your death will not be a gentle one.
After spending 2 titles hunting down the gods of Olympus, it was at first hard to get us excited about more of the same. Realizing that most gamers probably felt the same way, the developers threw us all a bone and gave us some of the most intimidating foes to fight in the form of ancient titans. Providing the backdrop for one of the most unique fights of the series, Cronos also suffers more than his fair share. After swallowing his grandson, he gets his stomach ripped wide open from the inside, impaled through the jaw, and even stabbed in the frickin' brain. But come on, all of us were really wincing at the fingernails.
You little bastard.
Number 6, Zeus, God of War 3.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me.
By the time you finally come face to face with the God of Gods at the end of the third game, Zeus has already betrayed you, sent all of his sons to hunt you down, and even killed you once. While the final confrontation with the big boss of Olympians may not end in a way that would score very highly in the creativity department, it is immensely satisfying to get your revenge and punch that smug SOB until he just stops breathing. It's brutal and it's gruesome, but it's deviously rewarding. Number 5, Cyclops, God of War 2 and God of War 3. It's bosses that get the most attention in the series, and rightfully so. But these bumbling one-eyed monsters not only pose stiff threats on your journey through ancient Greece, but they also have one of the best deaths as far as regular enemies go. Starting with the second game, every fight with one of these powerhouses ends with Kratos jumping up to the head of the beast and using all of his force to rip out the eye, and then watch it blindly limp around until finally dropping dead. We almost feel bad, but we need that eye for our collection. Number 4, Poseidon, God of War 3.
You challenge me, mortal? The god of Olympus?
Out of the big three of the Greek pantheon, the god of the sea puts up a pretty hefty challenge, and for his trouble he earns himself a kill worthy of his status. After being ripped out of the ocean, the now defenseless and weakened boss gets tossed around like a rag doll and beaten repeatedly.
The death of Olympus means the death of us all.
Then prepare for your death, Poseidon.
What makes this one stand out, though, is the artistic use of POV shots throughout that let gamers really live the experience of getting their eyes gouged out firsthand. Also, great use of the thumbsticks. Gotta love QuickTime events. Number 3, Ares, God of War.
Your final lesson is at hand.
The original monumental task that seemed to surpass everything we had encountered up to that point. Ares was an absolute nightmare to take down in this multi-stage boss fight. For all his trouble though, Kratos finally stabs his rival through the chest, taking down a god for the first time ever and immortalizing himself in the pantheon of gaming's greatest. Is it the bloodiest or the most creative? No, not at all. But every time we watch it, we get a sense of satisfaction that really hasn't been topped well since.
I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Number 2, Hermes, God of War 3.
To catch a fly from the ass of Zeus is not worth my time.
Probably one of the most annoying deities to deal with, this little bugger spends so much time taunting Kratos before the fight even begins that it very quickly becomes obvious that karma won't play nice with poor Hermes. Once that final button input is hit, gamers are rewarded to the sight of the speedy god getting both of his legs sawed right off by the business end of the Blades of Chaos. Really, at this point you have to wonder why the gods keep being so confident. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I realize now!
Number 1, Helios, God of War 3.
I have not forgotten the debt I owe you. Save me now, as you once saved me from Atlas.
We've seen stabbings, impalings, beatings, and eye rips, but it's the ending to this slog of a fight that tore its way to the top spot in our rankings.
Of all the lives you should worry about, Helios, mine is not one of them.
While Helios probably made the wise choice by hiding behind his soldiers, the whole encounter really is kinda dull before Kratos really makes him pay. Mounting his fallen foe and giving us quite the show of upper body strength, everyone's favorite Greek takes top honors by ripping Helios' head right off his shoulders. Adding insult to injury, the decapitated head is then used as a special item for the rest of the game, a constant reminder of this epic, gruesome moment. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.